Have you ever met someone who studies less than you, but somehow remembers absolutely everything, as if their brain has a secret upgrade you weren't told about? What if I told you that many Japanese students grow up using a study trick so simple, yet so powerful, that it makes them learn up to 10 times faster, without increasing their study hours? It sounds unbelievable, but it's real. And the best part? You can apply it no matter who you are, a student, a worker learning new skills, or someone trying to pick up a new language. The secret lies in how Japanese students interact with knowledge throughout the day. Japanese students don't just study when they sit at a desk, they study in tiny moments scattered throughout their daily routine. The moment at the train station, the moment before class starts, the moment before going to bed. Let me give you a clear example. Aki, a middle school student in Osaka, reviews his English vocabulary using a small set of flashcards while waiting for the train in the morning. It takes maybe 5 minutes. When he arrives at school, he glances through the same cards again for just 3 minutes before class. And at night, before sleeping, he reviews them one more time. In total, he spends around 15 minutes a day, but because he touches the same information at 3 different times, his brain remembers it as if he studied for an hour. That's the power of multiple small touches instead of one long session. If you visit Japan, you'll notice students carrying tiny ring-bound notebooks or stacks of flashcards everywhere. They flip through them while standing at crosswalks, on buses, or even while waiting for their food at convenience stores. Each moment is short, but the repetition makes all the difference. This habit, turning learning into a natural part of daily life, is one of the core reasons they learn so quickly. Another key part of the Japanese study approach is starting with a big picture overview. When they begin a chapter, they don't try to understand every detail right away. They skim everything first, titles, diagrams, examples, just to get a sense of the whole structure. Think of it like watching the trailer before watching the movie. You don't fully understand it yet, but you're familiar with the scenes. So when you go back the second or third time, your brain immediately recognizes it. Oh, I've seen this. That sense of familiarity dramatically speeds up the learning process. Here's another example. Emiko, a university student in Tokyo, needed to memorize 300 accounting terms for an exam. Instead of cramming them all in one night, she divided them into tiny groups of 10 words. Every morning, she skimmed 10 terms while eating breakfast. At lunchtime, she reviewed another 10 while eating her bento. At night, she checked the same set again before bed. After 5 days, she had all 300 terms completely memorized, without stress, without late-night studying. Her secret wasn't working harder, it was spacing out her learning so her brain could lock in the information naturally. Another powerful part of the Japanese study culture is having a daily rhythm. Many students start their morning with a quick 10-minute review session, just 10 minutes. But because it's done in the morning, when the mind is fresh and clear, it becomes incredibly effective. One student once told me that simply reviewing formulas in the morning made everything easier to understand in class later that day. The brain works better in the morning, and Japanese students take full advantage of that. But perhaps the most interesting part is how Japanese students connect new information to real life. When learning the word humidity, they don't just memorize the definition. They think about stepping outside on a rainy summer day, feeling their clothes stick to their back, their hair going flat. When learning the word inflation, they think about how ramen prices at their local supermarket have gone up. These tiny connections make the memory stick because the brain remembers things linked to real experiences. Some students use imagination to connect concepts. For example, when studying cells in biology, they imagine a small city. The nucleus is city hall, mitochondria are power plants, the cell membrane is the city walls. With one strong image, the entire lesson becomes easy to remember. But here's the surprising part. Japanese students learn fast because they learn slow. Not slow in terms of progress, but slow in terms of focus. Instead of rushing through 5 concepts in one sitting, they choose one concept and make sure they truly understand it. When a foundation is solid, you never have to relearn it. That's what creates long-term speed. Learning fast is actually the result of learning deeply. The beauty of this method is that anyone can use it. If you're learning English, you can stick 5 vocabulary notes around your house. One on the fridge, one near the mirror, one by the door, one on your desk, and one next to your bed. Each time you walk past, you glance at the word for just a second. By the end of the day, you've reviewed it dozens of times with zero effort. Your brain absorbs it naturally. This is exactly how many Japanese children learn kanji, not through heavy studying, but through constant exposure. On signs, in picture books, on posters, on packaging. The world becomes a classroom. If you're learning marketing, you can write key concepts, funnel, CTA, conversion rate, on sticky notes and place them near your workspace. You don't sit down for a long study session. You just catch those terms with your eyes throughout the day. After a week, you'll know them by heart. You see, Japanese students aren't naturally good at studying. They simply understand how the brain works. The brain remembers best when information appears multiple times at different moments and in different contexts. The brain remembers best when you can link knowledge to real life. And the brain remembers best when you learn deeply instead of rushing. Try the Japanese-style study routine for 7 days. Break your study into small pieces, repeat throughout the day, review in the morning, and create life connections. You will feel a clear difference. You'll memorize faster, forget less, and study with much less stress. And once you experience that improvement, you'll understand why so many Japanese students learn efficiently without burning out. It isn't magic, it's a habit, and it's a habit you can start right now.